You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. So previously, we finished up plowing everything out back that I wanted to plow at this moment. And I was led to believe that it was gonna rain this weekend into next week. So I was a little nervous about getting what we started plowing the other night finished up ahead of the rain. Now there's no rain in the 10-day forecast, which, yes, that could be a lie. We don't know. Weathermen are always wrong on everything, but I'm gonna leave these plows. I'm gonna not mess with any plowing today. What we gotta do today, at some point we gotta get that tractor, the lawnmower, back to Colburn. We might take my gooseneck and go pick up another piece of equipment for us. So I'm gonna go get some fuel. We do have an on-farm fuel tank that we gotta grab. I guess we picked this up. Freaking burdock. So we gotta move it and line it up with somebody. I appreciate Greg Lloyd actually hitting me up with the right fuel guy. And it's windy, I know. But with this heat, our grass is gonna start popping, which means two things. Silage hauling, and we got to do our own feed. So we're growing dandelions out there. I know, I don't know why there's so many dandelions around here, but not a great thing, not a bad thing. Yeah, it is what it is. But alrighty, we're gonna dive in today. I might be a little scatterbrained. Hey, we're going this way. Hey, you gotta get dressed, dude. You don't even have a collar on. But that's where we're at. So I appreciate Colburn all his time helping me. Day by day we're gaining. Keep in mind the 10-day forecast next week, they have the lows back in the 30s. So that's where we're at. Got the carburetor for the lawnmower. Bunch of people said don't buy the cheap Japanese, Chinese stuff. This says it's a new old stock. It looks pretty well. We're gonna put it together. Get the lawnmower going. Because my yard does look like I'm homeless and I don't want to end up like that. So we got the gaskets. Just a little bit of play in there. I was going to get a carb rebuild kit, but honestly for the price and everything else, it doesn't make any sense. So now we're tight. Everything is the same. Looks really good actually. Okay, carburetor's on there. We got the shield off on this side. Everything seems to function. Let's put some fuel to it. And a lot of people wrote in the comments that how this is laid out, it needs the key switch to work. So now that I know fuel's not gonna run all over, well, hopefully fuel's not gonna run all over the ground, then we can mess with the key switch. And we can put power to anything that we need and just see if it wants to run. Let me fuel it up and hopefully no leaks, and we'll go from there. I've had enough fun with this for today right now because I'm running way behind. But here's where we're at. Fuel works. Like we got fuel. Key switch. I do have the coil off right now. I'm wondering if that is my issue. I did notice that one of the points that spins around right here is bent. So I'd like to get this off, but I do not have the little bolts that are there. Somebody said I need a bolt bin. I absolutely agree. But we've had enough fun for one day with that. Nothing about that was fun. And I better actually get something done because I can work on that at night and stuff like that. So let me unload the fuel, move the tractor, hook the gooseneck, and let's get going. I know some of you are paying attention, keeping track of what I'm missing, what I need, everything else like that. Not all of you. So here's the rundown of where we're at. Rolling baskets. Got to get those at James. Fertilizer tender on the red trailer. Got to get that at James's. The Mac is at Frank's. Spare parts choppers at Brian Favoreau's, where I borrow the gooseneck from, or the lowboy from. So we might be able to make a one-stop trip because we do got to move our actual chopper that is at Evans. And then there's a few random stuff that's still left at my previous residence that might get loaded on a trailer. But, oh, and we got discs in Ohio. So out of those things, what are the crucial ones that we need? Pretty much everything. But ones I need to finish fitting ground: discs, rolling baskets, fertilizer. Tender helps because we can load fertilizer. As far as a spreader, you can rent a spreader, so I'm not as worried on that side of it. But yeah, discs, rolling baskets hooked together. I got parts coming for the planter. I got it all figured out now. I don't think, yeah, we'll go over that in a later video. But we do need the chopper to chop grass because we're gonna take grass off. Grass is a little bit slow, but in a week from now, I guarantee grass is gonna be jumping. I'm not taking grass off for first cutting, or for not taking first cutting off so early that we're going for the highest quality, because we're gonna put it through beef cows. Yeah, you still want quality, but it's not as crucial in financially making it. So if I get a little bit more tonnage, then that's okay. If it's later quality, a little less quality to it, that's fine. We are gonna be behind. We'll be putting corn in, and we'll be doing grass. We got some things lined up as far as cutting grass. We got some trucking to do as far as chopping grass. Yeah, we're really not that busy, so we got to keep. I'm kidding. I'm beyond busy. And people have said, why don't you need to hire somebody, this, that. I'm not financially at the point where I can hire and have a part-time guy all the time, or a full-time guy. I'm lucky that I got good people around me that will lend a hand and whatnot like that. But yeah, keeping somebody busy full-time, it's kind of challenging. And then when you put somebody in your trucks and stuff like that, it's tough finding somebody that's really good that will run truck and take it in as their own, keep things up, and not just, oh, it broke. Yeah, so that's the biggest thing. But alrighty, we are jumping. We're gonna get the rolling baskets. We might make a round with the chopper or two. We'll see. James is chopping right now. They're chopping grass. They're going after the quality. And I can't blame them. I think the weather was a little better there. As I move east, I know the soil is warmer here. That little microclimate that I'm in, it's a lot slower. Same with, we went south, and a lot of grass was just short. We didn't get the heat early. Well, we got heat and then it got cold, so grass was slow to go. But I got a fertilizer tender in front of me, and it just reminds me that we need to get going on that side of it. So getting fertilizer, stuff like that, I'm not that worried. There's three options right local around. So I'm in a different environment than I used to be, and I have that fertilizer trailer, so I have flexibility. That's another part. But that, we just got to go hook up to it and drag it back. Well, a lot of rambling right now, but we'll get going down. Well, we're running down the road. I'm eating some leftovers, so shouldn't be bad. It's 12:30. Yeah. Where did the day go? Alrighty, these guys are right after. James is chopping grass today. I gotta get that picked up, put on the trailer. I gotta get the tongue put on the trailer. Gotta find a skid steer first, and then yeah, maybe we'll go see James. We're on a tight schedule today now. Everything takes longer, but that's part of farming and part of, yeah, y'all know. Well, it was gonna roll right back off, so I got it strapped down now. We'll get it. They're right into it with the silage. That blue Mac, sharp. Very, very sharp. Getting right after it. That looks good. Just got to take off the jack. I'm hoping that fits in the bed of the truck, otherwise we got to chain it. It's in there. I'm gonna park this back where it belongs, and I'm gonna commandeer a vehicle. We're gonna go see Jimmy for a minute. It's been a quick minute since I've seen him. Well, we were hauling new. Well, yeah, it's been quite a bit. So he's getting right after it. I also gotta find Yanko because he went somewhere. So we just gotta get that trailer out of here. I appreciate everything the Galushas did for me. Let me park stuff here and helping me out, lining me up with the right guys to haul manure with. Yeah, been really good, and hauled feed with them last year. So James got his service rig all done up now. Finished up the boxes and everything how he wanted it. So fuel, all the stickers, the Yeti with the drain for the water. So dog water plus draining out the cooler after a few days of it being hot. I'm gonna bring this up to him, see what he's up to. So they're doing something a little different this year. They're putting haylage in the bagger. So they got the table bagger, and they're getting right after it. So bag and feed. If you're gonna bag feed out of a truck's the way, but it should be on concrete. But I see they graded it nicely, and they put I take it that's sand down. But we'll go see what Jimmy's doing. So they're right after it. I gotta find Yanko though, and they also marked out where to go. So the dozer up here leveling things out, mowers over there. Everybody is right after it, but that is, spring has come. You've been helping Lauren? Yeah, seats are down. There you go, bud. Get in there. He just wanders around, does whatever he wants. So Lauren, I guess they're hoof trimming today or something, and I'm sure he was in there giving them a real big hand. So this is that Rockefeller property that we drove up through. The milk barn's over there. There's really not much to see. I said at some point it would be cool if we could get a tour through there, but people do live up here on Mount Hope. That's the farm name itself. So but the Galushas run this property. So James is up here somewhere. See if I remember. Hell of a piece of property, and you'll have to look back in the, I think I went on the right road. Yeah, I did. You'll have to look back in the videos I talked about that actual, how this all came about. It was 1,400 acres in like 1910 or something like that. And they built the mansion up here and that dairy barn, and they did a lot of genetic work, and yeah. A little bit of money involved in that back then, but when you were one of the elite in the world, you could spend money on wild things, extravagant things. That's so. I think they're running. They were 3 trucks. I think all 4 are running right now, and they're close to the farm and they're bagging. So he's either here or down the road in another field. So. Merger must be out here. Yep, merger's right there. So chopper must be somewhere. But he merged outside rows of there, and he's over here merging the outside rows of this and going back and forth. That's gonna be some rocket fuel for the cows. I'm not sure where he is. He must be up and around the back. I've only been up here once with him. I don't really. Williams College now owns it, which is the college in town. So why a merger over a rake? Well, they're more expensive, but they have less of an ash content, less lumpy stuff like that. You can move a ton of feed without it raking across the grass, without it skimming across the grass. So that's the biggest thing there. Especially if you're merging multiples together. Like, I think that's what they're doing because it's a lighter crop, but the quality is going to be absolutely amazing on it because of it. So this is the Miller Pro. H&S and Miller are pretty much the same at this point. They're continuous mergers. Yeah, lush green. They got some views up here. I'll give them a lot of that. And I guess if you're alumni up here, you can, like, you top end alumni, you can give them you get a house lot and you can live up here. But James told me he was going to be up here. I don't see him. I don't know if the merger's that much further ahead. But then he can switch back and forth between going each way, and you can shut the conveyor off and stuff as it goes. So, pretty handy. He's probably wondering why James is driving around. So this is a mansion. I believe this was built in 1910. I gotta look it back up. I had all the facts, but they built that. And there's a guest house next to it. Pretty friggin' wild, like for the time and everything else. And a lot of it's kept in good shape. Lots going on here. So, merger. They merging, he's chopping, truck's there, Yanko's here. It's a good time. Ground's actually not that soft, which is pretty wild. That 700. Should have brought the truck out. Freighting them. Gives him a minute to do whatever he's got to do on the chopper. Here's the boss. Oh, what up, homie? That's what I said. OG Agrimar got it and everything. So that's just the crop sense, right?
Whoa, it's slippery.
A little slick.
Yeah, I almost busted my ass right there too. But yeah,
He gets up it. What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
filming on location. We're gonna need a vehicle to get around with, like a film car at some point here. I'm just kidding. Am I? So we got Weston and Yanko. Oh, we better shut this. We want to keep it clean in here for Jimmy. Made it home. We're gonna go drop off Colburn stuff and see how far we make it today. Got some wrenching I should probably do before we head west. We're gonna run out of time in the day, aren't we? But, alrighty, let me feed Yanko and we'll get going. Previously, we loaded up the tractor and the lawnmower, and we're sending it back to Colburn. So we're here. We gotta get that unloaded after. I figured I should bring his back first, and then I'd focus on my own stuff. Saved it. Almost dropped that, so the skid steer tipped forward. Supposed to be self-leveling, he said. But Colburn is back at Collins, and he lives down the road from it, so that's why it's the perfect spot. And we gotta keep moving. Out there disking away, they're getting ready to plant. Yep, we should be. We're a little behind. We made it home. Oh, we got a lot of stuff to do. So we better get this unloaded, see how we feel. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do. I am slowly losing motivation. Yeah, we should have been hours ahead. It's just the way of life. We figured this out. God, it's bright in here. Loving it. But we'll get this unloaded. We'll get it all ready to rock and roll, and then probably leave tomorrow early and see how far we can make it. As you all know, whenever we have something as a schedule, never goes well. But still got to get Tiger lights ordered for this. Tiger lights or Larson lights? I got Tigers on the other. I don't even know. Got that unloaded. It did not go gracefully. I'll be the first one to admit that. Yeah. Those rolling baskets are heavier than you think, which is pretty surprising. But, alrighty, close this one up. Got those to move. That to move. Yanko's in the truck like we're gonna leave, so. Today was a bunch of run around. I guess we're into the next day now. It's like 12:30 in the morning. Hopefully we're ready for Ohio. I did run through, check all the fluids. I still think I got a fuel issue. I did have one code come up. I'm wondering if I got a lift pump or if I got the fuel rail pressure. I'm slowly narrowing my window down as far as what issues I've had with this truck. But yeah. Well, that's gonna do it. I guess we're going to Ohio tomorrow. Let's see what we pick up, what we get. Pretty tired. I'm gonna go get a few hours of sleep and we're gonna get right back into it. So appreciate you guys watching along, like and subscribing, and see you on the next one.